In this video, we're looking at equations with variables on both sides. For these type of equations, we perform operations on both sides to move the variables to one side, usually the left, and the numbers onto the other side of the equal sign, so usually the right. So on your screen, you can see 3 examples of ultimately what we want it to look like. A letter equals a number. A pronumeral equals a number. Remember your inverse operations. If you have a plus, the opposite to that is subtraction. If you're timesing, the opposite is division. If you're square rooting, the opposite is squaring, and vice versa the other way around. So here we have an equation on your screen. So we're going to do inverse operations to get this to W equals something. So the first thing I like to do is bring the letters together. I'm going to bring the letters over to the left hand side. So what I need to do is I look at my 2W here and I say, well, that's a positive 2W. So what I need to do is subtract 2W. And I do it over here as well. Have it underneath each other so you know what's going on. So 2W take away 2W, they cancel out. So what happens is we get 5W take away 2W, which is 3W. That plus 3 remains. We haven't touched it, so it stays there. And then 21, we haven't touched it, it stays. Now we're going to get our normal numbers all over to the right side. So what I need to do is get rid of that plus 3. And the opposite of that is minus 3. So we do that to both sides. That cancels out and we're left with 3W equals 21 take away 3. And then finally we need to get rid of that 3 in front of the W. Now remember this 3W here, that's the same as having 3 times W. So the opposite of times was division. So we're going to divide by 3. And what we do to one side, we do to the other. Those 3's cancel out. And we have a W left over equals 18 divided by 3, which is 6. So we've got down to what we want to do. Our W equals 6. Now, as you see, it's one step each time. Do one step, write down what it changes to. Do another step, write down what it changes to. Alright? So we're going to look at this one now. We're going to do the same thing. I want to bring the 10y over. So minus 10y from both sides. That cancels out. And we're left with 8 take away 10, which is negative 2y. Take away 10 equals negative 30. Let's get rid of that minus 10, so that we're getting rid of this here. And the opposite of minus 10 is plus 10 to both sides. That cancels out. The negative 2y remains. We get negative 30 plus 10, which is negative 20. And then finally, we want to get rid of that negative 2y. Now remember, that's negative 2 times y. So we're going to divide by negative 2. That cancels out. These negatives out the front also cancel out, and we're left with y equals 20 divided by 2, which is 10. We'll do one more. We're going to get rid of that w by itself. Because it's just a w, it's actually, we're just taking away one of the w's over here. Now that should be a w there. So 7w take away w, we have 6 w's left, plus 15 equals 3. They've cancelled out. We now minus 15 from both sides. That cancels out. We're left with 6w equals 3 take away 15, which is negative 12. Then we want to get rid of that 6 out the front of the w, and because they're connected, it's times. So we're going to divide by 6. We're left over with w equals negative 12 divided by 6, which is negative 2. So again, to recap the video, take one step at a time, get your letters to the left, numbers to the right, one step at a time so you don't make mistakes.